number 13. Florida State, end of the year, ranked number 16. And Wickstrom gets us going, and off we go from Champaign. Carlini to Thompson to start the night.
And you see already, Carlini just delivers a very good ball. I mean, she's got great timing with her middles. Good to see that, getting that offense going early. That'll open up your pin hitters as the game progresses.
And Courtney Thomas was the team's setter in the 5-1 last season. And we'll dive into this offense and how incredibly well it works and how often it stays in system because of Thomas. The shortest front row attacker in the Big Ten is Demi Morales at 5'7". She puts down the kill.
And you've got to have a very high IQ to be a shorter hitter playing on that outside position. But Demi Morales has all the shots in her repertoire.
Wisconsin set a school record in aces this year, 157 aces for the Badgers. They had a ton of errors, but Kelly Sheffield wants that. He wants aggressive service. So we'll see how Florida State passes tonight. That'll be a huge key. Oli Medic on serve. Good push. Thompson is 2 for 2.
And it wasn't a perfect set, not the greatest timing, but Thompson does a good job just getting out there, making a play on the ball, even though it's not perfect. You're going to run the slide. You're going to pull an extra blocker over. If you're not prepared to make the play down the line, that'll create a kill.
We mentioned Morales is 5'7". Thompson is in the middle at 5'11", but Carlini kind of offsets that for Wisconsin at 6'2" as a setter. Chapman, she'll hit from anywhere. Florida State able to side out. That'll bring Sarah Burrington back to serve, a redshirt freshman. It's a lot of time out on the floor in the middle. Good pass, Morales, 3-point. Net violation against Florida State will allow Wisconsin to side out.
Well, already we've seen some really good ball control out of Wisconsin. They're doing a good job with their serve receive. Something that Chris Poole said he's worked on with Florida State is serving tougher and see if they can put more pressure on their opponent.
KT Kavas, serve specialist, comes in for Thompson, and 19 aces this year. A dig by Wickstrom. There's Walsh on the back pin and comes down with the kill. The former Wisconsin Badger.
And we've seen Elise Walsh go up and swing really hard, use her power. That time, a little bit of a smart decision. She recognized there's no defender standing in that right front position, so she attacks right there. A nice, simple roll shot using a little finesse there.
So Haley Luke is a freshman. She's the other setter for Florida State in the 6'2". Took the spot of Doigu Duschalar in the 6'2", who graduated last year. There's a Florida State block. They've had some big matches this season blocking, nearly 3 blocks a set, second of the ACC.
Yeah, they had 9 blocks against a good Florida team, and you see here again, Nicole Walsh just getting out there, beating the ball, beating that set, and blocking back into the court. That's a big key. You got to finish with good penetration.
What a save by Morales. Carlini was able to punch it over. Just like that, Wisconsin right back in system. Not a good set that time to the back for Nelson, and she's stuck.
And you can see Nicole Walsh, I mean, she's just not phased at all. There's not a lot of deception in that last set coming from Carlini, so that gave Walsh an extra second to stay ahead of the set, and again, blocking back into the court.
First lead for Florida State at 5-4. Chapman dug up by Medic. Walsh off the tape, we're tied at 5. Wisconsin went 25-9 this season, 12-8 in the Big Ten. Big turnaround from the 17-16 record last year, and Carlini is maybe the biggest reason why. The top recruit coming out of high school last year. She sets for Chapman. A lot of speed on that attack from Chapman. Wisconsin jumps back out in front. We mentioned Carlini, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. You see Wisconsin 12-4 against the rest of the Big Ten outside of Penn State and Nebraska. It's their first trip to the NCAA tournament since 2007. The program had waned a little bit in Pete Wade's final years. And Carlini sticking with her commitment, which a lot of people praised, and rightfully so. She committed as a freshman in high school to Wisconsin. she said she didn't necessarily commit to the coach. She committed to the program, and she wanted to honor that, and everybody's happy that she did in Madison.
Yeah, and Coach Sheffield said about his setter that even though she's only a freshman, she's the first one that wants to come back in, watch film. They watch film 4 or 5 times a week. She wants it downloaded onto her iPad as soon as she gets back onto the bus and she's heading home. But she's one of those people that completely studies the game. She even had a flag of the USA Olympic rings over her bed because she knows where she wants to be. She's got the talent to get there and obviously the great work ethic.
Chapman with another kill. Wisconsin has scored 4 of the last 5. Chapman, their leading attacker this season out of Glenbrook, South Illinois. Great high school program. She played in Illinois Final Four as a senior. Carlini taken out of the play, and then Thomas comes away with the set, and that's something to keep an eye out for as we go forward. Carlini again taken out of the play, but Thomas sets. And the reason we bring that up is because Thomas has set this offense, and it's very rare to see Wisconsin out of system because Thomas and Carlini are basically 2 setters on the floor in a 5-1.
And it allows Lauren Carlini to really dig in and be a great defender. I mean, you're not going to see her hurrying up and trying to release. She recognized that she can just get it to the secondary setter who's used to being a setter, and they can still run the offense.
Wisconsin averaged 2 blocks a set during the season, but they're averaging about 3+ in the NCAA tournament per set. They've got their largest lead at 4, and Chris Poole is going to call timeout. We were tied up at 5 apiece. It's a 5-1 run for the Badgers, and they force a Florida State timeout. 6 of the last 7 points belong to Bucky and the Badgers. They've got a 4-point lead, and we talked about their offense and how it's always in system.
Yeah, and this is just an opportunity to try and hit at the setter. Carlini digs it, but you still got Courtney Thomas, who's been a setter for 2 years, stepping right in, setting a great go on the outside, goes back to Carlini again, and again, Courtney Thomas knows exactly what to do with the ball. 2 plays in a row, they end up getting the kill because you've got your secondary setter that has all that experience playing the ball. Courtney Thomas has done such a great job stepping into that role of a hitter and the occasional secondary setter, and been very accepting of her new role on this team.
Thomas has over 2,000 assists in her career. This is a Carlini set. This time to Morales on the outside, and another Florida State block. The Seminoles have 3 blocks for their last 3 points.
Well, we talked about Florida State being the most physical team in the ACC. They're showing it early. Look at that. All 4 hands over a great swing block and finishing by Ashley Knapp, and Mara Green doing a good job setting the block. I love the finish there by Florida State.
Katie Mosher is 3rd all-time in digs at Florida State. 1,600 coming in this match. Did that make contact? It did. Made contact on the back line with Haley Luke, so it is a kill for the Badgers. And Anne-Marie Hickey will step to the back line. We said size at times, a little smaller at the net. Hickey's played outside a ton in her career. She's only 5'8". It's a versatile, physical Wisconsin offense. And Florida State maybe just as physical. This might be a good matchup for them. What a dig by Carlini. Morales stuffed again. That's 4 blocks for the Seminoles.
And again, just a good job. That time it's Sarah Burrington stepping right in. She had to wait. You have to be really patient on those high. You see that ball, or that set was taken with the platform, but a good wait and hold by Sarah Burrington and finish with that left hand into the court. I mean, that's another great block and matchup. Mara Green doing a good job again, bringing that block in right where the set location was. Now
Wickstrom back in as the setter, serving out of the back row in the 6-2 for Florida State. The Seminoles this season 26-7, an outstanding run in the ACC, 17-3. They're picked to win the ACC this year, but Duke had a phenomenal run at the end of the season. 5th straight NCAA tournament appearance. That's a record for their program. Thompson comes right back in and picks up another kill. She's got 3 on 4 swings.
I love the decision to go with the quick tempo that time by Carlini, getting the ball back to Thompson off of that 1 foot. I mean, you're really catching the Florida State block off guard with that play.
Push to the outside for Medich, and she is blocked. There's Carlini along with Thompson up front.
And Carlini showing that not only can she dig in the back row, but she can get up and be very physical. Look at her, about elbows over the net that time. Great finish and penetration. That's a great block out of the freshman setter.
How about this? We said it. This is going to be a physical regional. 6 blocks combined between these two clubs already. It's a 6-point lead for the Badgers and a timeout. Florida State, down by 6, has used both of its timeouts in the first 22 points. And a reminder that the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship coverage continues with the national semifinals on Thursday, December the 19th at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. And for more info on the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship, you can visit NCAA.com, your home for all 89 NCAA championships. There's the first ace of the night for the Badgers. They set a school record this season with 157 this year. Aggressive service, a lot of low line drives driven to the back line. Or short and floats. They're going to mix it up. Out of the middle, good kill. Picked up by Burrington out of Florida. The redshirt freshman puts it down. She had a great match against the Gators.
And that's a great job by Burrington. I mean, she's all the way back in the passing rotation to get up, get high, and swing. I mean, you've got to have a lot of good foot speed to do that.
Morales cuts it down the line and gets the kill. Chris Poole does not like the call. He's up off the bench.
But again, what we're seeing from Morales here is that she has a lot of different shots. It doesn't always have to be a hard-driven ball for her. I mean, she's looking to see where the floor defense is lining up, and she's going to make you really challenge you to make a play on the ball.
More out of the middle for Burrington. Good front row rotation right now for the Seminoles. Burrington's out of it now. She'll go to the back row to serve. Chapman. Good take by Medic. The Serbian sends it over on the free ball. Carlini twisted back to Thompson. Thomas has to set this one for Chapman. Here is Elise Walsh. Just her 4th attack so far. She's got a kill and an error now.
Well, you could see Sarah Bergman right after she set it with her platform, slapping her hands because she knew that was a bad ball, putting Elise in a bad situation. But again, with that out-of-system ball, you have to make a play on it, especially when you're an upperclassman. You got to be able to keep that ball heavy on Wisconsin. Make them make the mistake. Florida State's worked on eliminating those unforced errors.
Nicole Walsh on the outside, trying to get going. So far, Florida State's big attackers not making a ton of noise. Out of the middle, a push by Neff. Good save, Thomas. Chapman on the outside, got the kill.
You know, the way Wisconsin is playing defense right now is keeping them in the game. They're not letting anything hit the ground. Look at this, a great touch on the block. Staying after it is Thomas, and then getting up at the net and finishing there is Chapman with a great swing. That's how you play transition volleyball.
Largest Wisconsin lead of the opening set. Thomas out of the back row. Allow Florida State to side out. Puts an end to a 7-2 run for the Badgers.
You know, Chris Poole said it about his Florida State team. You have to have ball control in order to make that physicality mean something. Right now, we haven't seen that great of ball control, and it's part of it's in transition, those defensive digs. But when you are out of systems, what kind of plays are you making on the ball? Right now, Florida State just needs to make better decisions.
A tool of the block on the backside by Nelson. Wisconsin matches its largest lead at 8, and now it's Carlini out of the back row to set and serve. Out of Aurora West High School in Aurora, Illinois. Pretty short trip down to Champaign, just a couple of hours. Good effort by Hickey, but couldn't get it up for a second touch, and Florida State sides out again. So here is Nicole Walsh.